We have started this month, and the theme of the month is, who can help us? Help from above. Thank God that it said help from above. It didn't say help from Abuja or help from Aso Rock. It said help from above. You understand? The book of Psalms said, I will look unto him where my help cometh from. He said, my help cometh from where? The maker of heaven and the earth. Help from above. Help from above. Daddy, thank you so much for this opportunity to share the pulpit, to stand before the children of God and declare the message. I appreciate, sir. I don't take it for granted. It's a privilege, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So today, this morning, we'll be looking at the topic, becoming a channel of help to others. Becoming a channel of help to others. I know it is common among the youth, among people. They refuse to help me. I have an uncle, he's an engineer, he's an accountant. He refused to help me. I have an auntie, he refuses to do what? To help me. But today we'll be looking at becoming a channel of help to others. After we have received help from above, how can we become a channel of help to others? There is this saying in Yoruba, if there is a water, a river, and that river refuses to flow, what happened to that river? It will start what they call it, smelling. Before you know it will change its color. It becomes green, and before you know it, what? It will dry. You understand? But today we'll be looking at how can we become a channel of help to others. And I know the question that will be going through our mind is that, how can I become a channel of help to others even when I don't have? Or what I have is not enough. But I have tried during the course of the, what they call it, the message, preparing for the message. When people help you, it's not because they have the abundance. It's not because they are millionaires or billionaires. But they just decide to help you because it's part of them. And in this life, if we all becomes a channels of help to others, how would the world be? You understand? I don't have it all, but the little I have, I'm ready to help. You don't have it all, but the little you have, you are ready to share. You are ready to help others. Becoming a help to others is a divine calling. True greatness in faith comes not being served, but from serving others. By shifting our focus from personal gain to becoming destiny helper. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the story? Some people will say, if not for brother so, I wouldn't have become what I become in life. In fact, some students will tell you, if not because of their fellow students, they wouldn't have been able to graduate from school. Out of the little that their parents give to them, they are ready to do what? To share. I remember in fellowship those days when we were still in the school, university, CU, NIFES. When brethren, they will do what? They will come together. When you go home, you bring your food stuff. And by the time we want to cook, everybody do what? We eat together. And within ourselves, you know who doesn't have. And when such people grow up, they will tell you, if not for that fellowship, if not for that individual, I wouldn't have amounted to what I amount to in life. You understand? To become destiny helper, an instrument of God's grace, will fulfill the law of Christ and bring heaven to hearts of it. If you all play our part. Yes, you can help with your substance. You can also help with what God has given you, maybe your potentials. You understand what they call it? And you can also help people. You understand? Maybe with the word of advice. Sometimes we always think when people come for you, what they need is what? Money. Money. But in most cases, I've gotten to understand that it's not even money. Some people just want you to do what? To counsel them. Something happened in my office about 2 months ago. Some people were asked to go. And this young lady chatted me. In fact, I met her in one of our branches and she said she knows me. I said, where? She said, you were the one that recruited them us about 10, 11 years ago, so place. I didn't know. We became what we started talking. And she said they asked her to go. I said, so sorry. But that is another chapter of your life. Along the line, she told me that she's looking for a job. I said, what you need is not job. The last time we spoke, you told me that you are writing ICANN. And you are in fact, she wrote the last stage, but it remained only one paper for her. I said, why don't you go and make sure that you pass that paper? By the time you pass it, you now become what? A chartered accountant, and you can now get a better job. To cut the long story short, on Thursday or Friday, when I woke up, I just saw the message. Sir, I have passed my last paper. I'm now a chartered accountant. Thank you so much for the word of advice, the word of encouragement you gave me. It go a long way of it. You understand? So sometimes people, what they need is not really money. Sometimes they need your money. But give it, if you have, to them. Make yourself available. You understand? For it, for the God's work. Let's quickly open our Bible to the book of 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 to 4 for our Bible text, and another one, Galatians chapter 6, verse 2. Media. 2 Corinthians chapter 1, verse 3 to 4. He said, blessed be the God and Father of our Lord Jesus Christ, the Father of mercy and God of all comfort. Verse 4. Who comforted us in all our tribulations. And who comfort us in all our tribulation, that we may be able to comfort those who are in any trouble with the comfort which ourselves are comforted by God. Sometimes when you go through trials and tribulation, when you go through pains, I always say there is a lesson or a message that God wants you to learn from it. And by the time you learn that message of it, you will now be a what? Be able to counsel those people coming behind. You understand? Let's say, for example, maybe you are the type that before you become whatever you become in life, you have gone through trials. You know what it means to be, not to have eaten from morning till afternoon. By the time God blesses you, and people come to you, when they tell you that they have not eaten, what will you do? You are ready to bless them. Because you have known what it means for you not to have eaten since morning. It's not the time to tell, let me pray for you. You understand? You will want to make it what? A physical one of it. Let's open our Bible to the book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 2. Book of Galatians chapter 6 verse 2. Our media, please. Bear one another burdens, and so fulfill the law of Christ. He said we should do what? Bear one another's burden. That is to say, your problem is not what? Your problem. Your problem is what? Our problem. You get it? Bear one another's burden of it. So, by so doing, let's go to the scripture and see who are the perfect example of a channel of help to others. Number one, I will start with our maker. Who is who? God. You understand? A channel of help to others. The Bible makes us to understand. In the book of John chapter 3 verse 16, it said, for God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son. Not that he gave one out of his children. You understand? God was ready to do what? To sacrifice Jesus Christ for his son. Or for the world, rather, of it. And I went for a training sometimes and someone said, look, our Father, our God, is the greatest investor. That he uses only his one son to do what? To gain the whole world of it. Is our perfect example of it. Let's look some other example in the Bible of it. Have you heard of the story of the Good Samaritan? In the book of Luke chapter 10 verse 25 to 37, the media can help us. Help giving mercy to a stranger beaten by robbers. You understand? She became an helper to help given to a stranger, not someone that she even knows. A stranger, you understand, beaten by robbers. She was ready to become a channel of blessing. She was ready to help others. She was ready to give what she has. There is this popular saying, they say, givers never what? Lack. But though, in this contemporary, I've heard some messages, you understand. But whatever people say, they have not been able to come, that those people that don't give have plenty. You understand? Givers never lack. You get it? The more you give, the more God blesses you. You understand? The Bible made us to understand that God loves a cheerful giver of it. How much do you impart into the life of people around you? How much do you impart to the people that you work? We saw in the book of Luke chapter 10, verse 25 to 37, the Good Samaritan. He was ready to help. She was ready to assist of it. Another example of today, look at the story of Barnabas in the book of Acts chapter 9, verse 26 to 27. Acts chapter 9, verse 26 to 27. Help giving, encouragement and opportunity. His name means, what is the meaning of Barnabas? The meaning of Barnabas means what? Son of encouragement. You understand? Son of encouragement. When everyone fears Saul or Paul, you understand, during his trial, Barnabas do what? He vouched for him. He stood for him. He helped of it. You get it? He encouraged. You get it? God has blessed you. God has deposited something inside you. No matter how small or how big you are, you have something inside you that you can use to be a blessing to the others. You have something inside you that you can invest into the life of the others. You get it? It's not left for you to discover that. You understand? Sometimes we even know it. We look at it, we think of ourselves. Self of it is not enough. I cannot give it out. I cannot help others people. By so helping others, you are doing what? You are lifting yourself up. There is this saying, you become great in life by lifting others people's up. Not by pulling others people down. You understand? And that is what's common in the world that we live today. Because I want to move up where I'm working, I need to pull other people down so that, what they call it. He said, no, you lift other people's up. I used to have a boss. You understand? I have a boss in the office. And when you look at his grade and your own grade, you understand? He will not want to promote. That if I promote this person, it will become par with him. I used to have another boss. He will always say, you people will become greater than me. You understand? He's ready to lift. And when he left the organization, it was still a point of reference to other people of it. Helping, giving generously. Let's look at another person in the Bible without wasting much of our time. The widow of Zarephath. The widow of Zarephath. In the book of 1 Kings chapter 17, verse 18 to 19. You understand? Help giving, food for profit. We all know the story. They say somebody is a widow. Someone that has lost what? Her husband. She doesn't have enough, but she obeyed what? She obeyed God. Through she only had a handful of flour and what? And oil. She obeyed God's word through Elijah. And we all know story how God blesses her of it. Becoming a channel of help to others. Becoming a channel of help. God has blessed you. God has helped you one way or the other. Let that help from you flows to the other people. You understand? There is this saying, they say if God wants to help, God will not come down from heaven. It's people on earth. But if you make yourself available, God can use you. But if you don't make yourself available for God to be used, God will use someone else, and that person will still get there. It's a privilege for us to make ourselves available as a vessel that God will use. But if we fail and say, look, I'm not going to help that person, I can't leave my work and start go and help to submit CV for that person. I can't help that person. I won't be able to accommodate the person. Someone else will do it. You understand? It's a privilege for us to be a vessel. It's a privilege for us to be a channel of blessing to others people of it. And that is why we are looking at it, becoming a channel of help to others. Becoming a channel of help to others. We've received the help from above, then we need to become the channel. She was a channel of help, the widow of Zarephath. She was a channel of help to Elijah, and she was a channel of God's miracle. There was a channel of God's miracle back to her. Whatever you give, return back to you. You understand? Whatever you give, return back to you. And once that thing is returning back to you, it will return the way you have given it. It will return what? In multiple folds. You understand? If you help others, help will come on your way too. I remember the first message our daddy in the Lord preached. That is one of the evergreen messages I won't forget. Help from above. And our daddy said something that day. He said we should do what? We should help other people. By so doing, our whole help. How many of us remember that message? I can't forget. In fact, when we finished the message, I went to meet someone. I said, look, that thing you want to do, I will help you. Maybe by so doing also, what I'm looking unto God for is will come to me also. You understand? Whatever you give, come back to you in multiple. You understand? It's not a loss. You understand? It's an investment. It's a seed that you have sown. And whatever seed that you sown will do what? It will germinate. It will grow. Because you have decided to help the people of it, definitely it will come back to you, and it will come in multiple forms. Every other is described as a fundamental expression of faith. If you said you have faith in God and you refuse to help others, believe me, I don't want to use the word that comes to my mouth. So you understand what they call it. You are not representing Christ's word of it. So, an act of love and a way to honor God. When I was preparing, love is an abstract noun. You know what an abstract noun is? Something you cannot touch, but you can feel it. Wherever there is people are helping one another, there is love there. And where there is love, there is what? There is growth. There is peace. There is understanding of it. Opposite is when there is no love. Hebrews chapter 13 verse 16. Encourages doing good and sharing as these sacrifices pleases God. I still remember when I was in school, in university, the way we share, the way we eat together. When we see ourselves now, we are happy. You understand? Because of the bond. We greet. You understand? We talk. Everybody is equal. There is no rivalry among us. There is no competition. You understand what they call it? I am not aiming that, look, I want to become this. I want to buy this. All we want is study our eat together. And the love there, people can see it. Though it's abstract, but they can feel it of it. You get it? So, Proverbs chapter 3 verse 27 also advises not to be withheld help when it is within one's power to provide it. Do not withhold good from those to whom it is due when it is in the power of your hand to do so. It is in the power of your hand to help that brother, to help that sister, maybe to get that job, to get that admission, or to get that accommodation. Do not withhold. Do it willingly, voluntarily, without expecting anything back from that person. By so doing, we said, look, we are children of God, of it. And I always tell people, when we say we love, we are children of God, we eat Holy Communion together, we can't help one another. We are not professing Christ. We are not professing Christ. I do this thing. Whenever I meet anybody, if you tell me that you are a member of Foursquare and you come across me in the place of work, believe me, I will have soft spot for you. If you tell me that you are a Christian, redeemed, deeper life, what they call it, I will have soft spot for you. You can walk into we can talk, we can gist, because I see you as what? Brethren. I see you as family of it. I will not withhold anything. If there is anything that I will go beyond, far above to get done for you, I will do it for you. You understand? Because what? We are of the same family. And the relationship transcends more than what we can see in heaven. On earth. To the heaven of it. Galatians chapter 6 verse 2. Call for bearing one another burden to fulfill the law of Christ. You know what it means to bear one another's burden? You understand? That is to say, you tell me, Brother Lu, or Daddy, I have this problem. You understand? We are ready to carry the burden together. We are ready to carry the burden together through prayers, in prayers. We are ready to carry the burden together, if not prayers only, that maybe we have to go and meet people, you understand, until this thing is resolved, until we get, and do you know why the early churches grew? What they call it? They were what? They were together. They had things in what? In common. They were ready to do what? To share. You understand what they call it? There is this adage in Yoruba, sorry, I might not be able to speak it very well. It says, Ajoje ondu. Beni kon bani. You understand? How do I translate it? That it will not be sweet. It will not be good. You understand? If we are eating together and somebody is left out. But when we all gather together and we are eating together, it becomes sweeter. You will be able to talk, you'll be able to gist, you'll be able to what they call it of it. And you'll be able to connect one another. 1 John chapter 3 verse 17. Question, how God's love can exist in someone who ignore a brother or a sister in need? How can God's love exist within that person? You ignore someone's in need and you know it's within your power to do it. You understand? And you know that it's within your power to do it. You understand? Philippians chapter 2 verse 3 to 4 urges humility and having others rating others above oneself, looking for others' good interests. Looking for others' good interests of it. You get it? In the other side, even our Muslim brothers, you get it? They say whenever they travel for their Hajj, is the time they do what? They connect. I don't know whether I've heard of that before. They will say maybe that big man that you have been wanting to see for long, whenever they travel for their Hajj, they will all sit down together, they discuss, they finalize. How much more for we that we call ourselves a child of God? How much more we that we said Jesus Christ died for us, that is the only begotten Son. Helping the poor and vulnerable. When you help the poor and the vulnerable, let me say this. Sometimes it's good to help people. But you know what? If I help my brother Tomisi, I know Brother Tomisi will pay his back in one way or the other. Am I right or wrong? But if I help somebody that doesn't have, that doesn't even have the capacity, that is what is a true help. Because I'm not expecting anything from him or from her. You understand? So, helping the poor and the vulnerable. Proverbs chapter 19 verse 17 describes kindness to the poor as lending to the Lord. Kindness to the poor as what? You are lending to the Lord. Father, Lord, I'm leading this by doing kindness to you. You understand? It describes learning to the, what they call it, to the Lord. Who rewards such actions? Who rewards such actions? You understand? You are not expecting anything back from that person, but you are doing it out of God's compassionate, the love that you have for God, for the person. I remember those days when we first gave our life to Christ. That time when you give your life to Christ, your parents will do what? They will disown you. Sir, am I right or wrong, sir? You understand? You have given your life to Christ. Now, it's now that you know the Lord. You don't know the Lord again. You are not following us to our churches again, to our church again. You understand? You are not following to the family and what they call it. But the brethren in that, at that time, you understand? They will do what? They will welcome you. They will cater for you. In fact, some parents will tell you that they are not going to pay your school fees again, since you have given your life to Christ. And most especially, maybe those people that cross from Islam, Muslim, that were Muslim and now become what they call it. But the Christian, they do what? They showed love to them. Not because they were expecting anything back in returns, but the genuine love of Christ of it. Matthew chapter 25 verse 40 explains that helping the least of these is equivalent to serving Christ directly. Helping the least of these is equivalent to what? Serving Christ directly. You understand? It's equivalent to serving Christ directly. When you have this love, it shows that, look, you are ready to serve Christ directly. I love the Lord with all my heart. Yet you have to, there's this saying, they said if you love with all your heart, and yet it's only you that you love, definitely you didn't love, you have not started at all. You have not started the journey. You understand? Your love must be able to be seen. It must be visible of it. And people around must be able to see the love that you have. Not only myself, me and my family, only myself. If it is not me, it is not other people of it. We have seen the example in the Bible that we all share. The divine pattern, God often helps people through other people. God will not come down from the heaven to help. It often helps people through other people. And I hope we are not surprised. Sometimes when we need something, and the people that you think that will help you refuse to help you, most times, and the unbeliever helps you, how do you feel? How do you feel? You understand? But God can use anybody. And that is why you need to look unto God, not unto man. You understand? If you are looking unto man, I know that billionaires in the church, I know that millionaire in the family, that person will disappoint you. It will disappoint you. In fact, I was told of a colleague of ours that was doing a contract job. And he said they know the managing director. In fact, they even went to the extent that on his wedding day, the managing director was the chairman of his wedding at the reception. But she was doing a contract job. What a contrast. I don't know whether you get what I'm saying. She is a graduate. She is qualified. She knows the managing director. But she's still doing a contract job in the same organization. What am I trying to say in the essence? That sometimes the people that you think that will help you might not. But when you focus on God, you will not be disappointed. Just as Jesus needed Simon of Cyprus to carry his cross, and the man of the pool of Bethesda needed a man to help him into the water. God uses you as an ordained connection to advance someone else's life. The act of Jesus in John chapter 15 verse 13, Jesus declared that there is no greater love than laying down one's life for one's friends. You understand? He's not talking about killing yourself physically. He's talking about what? Showing love, making yourself available of it. So, principle of compassion and action. Active, not passive love. John 3:18 tell us not to love merely in words or speech, but in deed and in truth. Not to love merely in word and word, but in deed and in truth. The Good Samaritan didn't just feel pity. She did what? She stopped. You understand? Not only that she stopped, she uses her what? Her resources to take what? The action of it. People are expecting, they want to see that love in us. They want you to show that love. Aside the preaching, all the scripture you are quoting, no room for pride. Galatians chapter 6 verse 2 command us to share each other's troubles and problems, and in this way obey the law of God. I know some people in this church, if you tell them that you have a problem or you have their what they call it becomes their own problem too. In this church, in this our church, they will be calling you Broluafa. Has that thing been resolved? And that is what is the true love, bearing one another's burden. You understand? I know of a brother who will tell me, note that you are not the only person going through this. Just have that assurance of it, bearing one another's person. The Good Samaritan didn't just feel pity. He stopped. He uses his resources and took action of it. He uses his resources and took action of it. No room for pride, as we have said. Seeking God's direction, ask God daily for the grace to see those who are hurting. Daily, ask God to see those who are hurting. Father, use me. Who can I be of help to? Use me. You understand? I tell people, even if I'm telling you no, I will tell you no with an option. Even if I'm telling you no, I cannot do it, I will point way which it can be done. That is where I'm taught to. You get it? Brother Lou, please, I need this money. It costs me so amount of money. And I know within me I don't have it. Maybe I'll drop the one I have, and the one I don't have, why don't you do it this way? Why don't you do it that way? Yes, I'm looking for so things. I'm looking for a job in this place and what they call it. Why don't you do it this way? You understand? Be able to point. You understand? Be able to assist. Be able to be a source of blessing to others. No room for pride, as we have said. Ask God daily for the grace to see those who are hurting. The prayer, Lord, who can I be blessing to today? God will give you the grace to be able to do it. But if it is for just self-glorification, you understand? God also knows overcoming the hurdles of helping. I have heard people, they tell you, yes, I helped this person. This is what they did back to me in return. I used to know of a brother in our Anthony church. This brother told us that, in fact, I don't know, late Deacon, what's his name? I forgot it. Tunji Ogukomi. He helped some brethren. And because he helped them, he landed in Alagbon. Then there was no EFCC. He landed in Alagbon. And he said something that I will never forget. He said, that will not stop me. That will not deter me from helping people. You get it? I look at it, you help, he landed you at Alagbon. You understand? Majority of what we say, I will never put my hands in it. He said that will not stop me. And the life of that brother is a testimony. Where he walked, more than 90% of people that walk with him are brethren. Not only brethren from Foursquare. You understand? Tell him that you have a problem. It's become his own problem. That time there was no phone and what they call it of it. Everybody knows him of it. You get it? So let it become the habit. Overcoming the order of helping. You understand? Stop telling people I'm too busy. When people say they are too busy, you can't see me. It's a lie. Sorry to say. You always have time for the people you want to have time for. As busy as our president is, Tinubu, if Tinubu wants to see you, Tinubu will create time to see you. But when people form, I'm too busy, you can't see me, is a lie. You understand? They don't want to see you. They are not ready to help you. But for somebody that wants to help you or assist you, you understand? Come early in the morning. If you can meet me home by 7 o'clock or 7:30, that person is ready to give you time. You understand? When I'm preparing for work, we will talk about it. Come in the evening. Some will even tell you, come and meet me in the church. Some will even tell you, come and meet me in the office, but meet me during break time, during lunch time, so that we can have lunch together of it. So, no room, or what they call it, I'm too busy. We often worry that helping will cost us time or resources. No. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. famously reframed this. He said, if I don't stop to help this man, what will happen to him? If I don't stop to help him, what will happen to him? You understand? It becomes part of you. I was told of a story of a woman that was diagnosed of what they call it, life-threatening disease. And everybody abandoned her. When I say everybody, abandoned her. So she took all what she had and she started helping people. In fact, the doctor told her that she has only 3 months to live. You understand? The long and short of the story is afterward, when she went to check, she discovered that the disease that they said she had disappeared. By just helping people. You understand? By just helping people fulfilling, you understand, the word of, I have nothing to offer. You don't need immense wealth to be a helper. You don't need immense help. People that help, as I've said, they are not the billionaires, they are not the millionaires. But they are the people that have offered themselves to be a blessing to others. And listen here. Sometimes when people comes and want to see you and you sit down, all what they need from you is what? A listening ear. And when they finish, in fact, they are the one that will tell you the problem. They are the one that will provide the solution to it. Pastor Damilare, am I right or wrong? And after they finish, what do you just need to do? Just pray with them. And by the time testimony come, they will say, thank God for Pastor Damilare. When I went to meet him, he listened, he prayed with me. You get it? So, having that, what they call it, of it, encouragement, prayer, or simple acts of hospitality are valuable. Act of hospitality. You see people in need. I always refer to Brother Cornerstone Adebayo. The Pastor Lashedekun is not here. I remember that time I had a problem of accommodation. And they were just, Sister Joy Adebayo, they were newly married. Do you know what they asked me to do? They asked me to come to their house. And they were just living in a room and a parlor. And I was staying in their sitting room parlor. But today, you understand, anytime I want to talk, I look back. You understand what they have made, what they have done in my life, and that relationship still exists. Avoiding burnout. The goal is to empower others, not to enable them. Let me put that caveat. The goal is to do what? Empower. Don't become El Shaddai in their life. Don't turn to take the place of God in their life. The goal is to do what? Empower them. You understand? You help others to stand on their own so that they too can become what? A blessing to others. You help others to stand on their own so that they too can become a blessing to others. You don't help others so that they can become a dependent to you for the rest of their lives. You understand? There are sometimes you will tell them no. You understand? There is difference between needs and wants. You get it? Some people will come to you. What they are asking for is a want, is not a need. So why will I meet your wants? You understand? Even the Bible says God will supply our needs. The Bible did not say God will supply our. You understand what they call it? The supernatural returns of it. A harvest of blessing. Not getting tired of doing good. What is good? At just the right time, we will reap a harvest of blessing if we don't give up. If we don't do what? You will reap the harvest of blessing. You understand? But some of us, we are about to reap our harvest of blessing. And we're already doing what? Giving up. It's just like a man that bought a piece of land and they told him that this land, if you dig, you will see gold. And the person have been digging the land for so many years. And he just looked at this, no, there is no gold in this land, let me leave it and go away. And maybe was just about to do what? To eat the gold, what they call it of it. So don't give up doing goods. Don't give up doing goods. You understand? Our mommy in the Lord, Pastor Mrs. Ogbomide once said of the story. He said, look, even they send maybe witches to someone. And when she got there, the person welcomed that person well. And he said, why will I hurt this person? Why what they call it of it? You understand what? Thank you so much. You get it. Why will I do that to him? You get it. Finally, as brethren, before we can say we want to be a channel of blessing, we must allow God into our hearts. If God is not in our heart, if God does not dwell within us, you understand, you are just a what they call a borrowed vessel. I don't know whether how many of us have watched that film, The Borrowed Vessel. You are just a borrowed vessel. But if you allow God inside of you, if you surrender yourself to be used of God first, you understand, you now become a vessel unto God. You now become what? All your work become an acceptable. All your offering become what? Accepted to God of it. If you are living your life and Christ is not in you, you understand, it's a wasted life. You understand? He said he knows those who are his own. He cannot be mocked. You can be coming to church on Sunday. On Wednesday, you are in church. On Friday, you are in vigil. But if your life, your heart is not in alignment with God, it's a waste of time. It's a waste of destiny. It's a waste. You understand? If you have not come to that place where you repent, Father, Lord, take me the way I am. I surrender all to you. I'm ready to give my life unto you. My brethren, the life does not count. Shall we bow down our heads for the words of prayer?